Hey there, fellow art lovers and fans of all things painted. Welcome back to my regular viewers, and if you're new here, welcome. I'm Cal, and it's great to have you here. It's the 26th day of Spooky Month, and today's theme is Séance. After yesterday's more grim artwork, I decided to make today's a lot more lighthearted. For this one, I had a particular angle in mind, and I mean a literal angle. A view from down next to a crystal ball, looking up at ghostly figures scaring two people at the séance. I began by using the circle tool and the stroke tool to draw in the crystal ball before adding in the base. I used the skew tool to warp the angle of the crystal ball just a little and repositioned it near the edge. It sat on a similarly warped table. I was trying to achieve a warped lens perspective to lead the eye from the crystal ball to the ghosts and the people. Now for said people. I've got them in a cartoonishly scared pose, arms around each other, something like Shaggy and Scooby from Scooby Doo. I gave them exaggerated cartoonish facial features, which are always fun to draw, as it gives you an opportunity to let loose while you're drawing. And then the ghosts. There was initially only going to be one, a sort of Scream-type ghost in design, but they soon became three. So we've got the Scream-type ghost on the left, a demon ghost somewhat inspired by Night on Bald Mountain in the middle, and a zombie or elderly ghost on the right. I decided to keep their eyes devoid of pupils. Now you can't tell which direction they're looking in, and they look all the more creepy for it. Then it was time for line art and colour. For this, seeing as I was going for a more cartoonish vibe, I started off with flat colours filled in using the fill tool after drawing in the line art. Though for the characters I painted in all their line art before going back in and adding the colour. The Scream Ghost also underwent a few changes during the line art process, most notably a change in facial expression. For the three ghosts, I painted them in varying colours rather than just sticking with traditional pearlescence. I also didn't use my usual transparency in the middle trick here. Now for shading. I went with a mixture of cell and soft shading, but primarily soft for this, using masks to section off portions and colouring them in. For the two people, I also created a third layer, set to overlay, and used it to cast some of the colourful light from the ghost down onto them. I repeated the same steps for the man as the woman. He reminds me of a particular cartoon character, but I can't for now think of which one. Then for the shading on the ghosts. It was also here I decided to make their trails to the crystal ball semi-transparent. I went with much the same shading technique for them. I added a glowing center to the crystal ball using a couple of layers to get it glowing how I wanted, and cast that same turquoise light over the two people and the table. Lastly, some shading to the crystal ball base in the background. Here I added some wavy lines like ghostly tendrils to make the atmosphere more spooky. I also gave the ghosts glowing eyes. And we're done. It was nice to get back and do something more cartoonish for a change. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed what you just watched, please be sure to leave the video a like and subscribe and ring the bell to see more content. If you want to support my art, you can find a link to my Ko-Fi in the description. And if you want to get straight into some more art, you can go and watch this video for my latest content. Or this one for something random.